Hello out there, my name is Benjamin, and thank you so much for joining me here once again in the studios of Blaben Solutions. So in today's video, we will be looking at how to create a very simple invoice like this. So without much ado, let's get started. So this is the interface of my Photoshop. So what to do is to go to File, click on New, and let's create a new working space. So I'm going to name this Invoice, and I'm going to be I'll be working in inches, and my width is 3 and my height is 4. So the size may change depending on what your client wants. Okay, we could have an invoice that goes with the size of an A4 sheet, but this is the size that I'll be working with. So you make sure to find out the size that best suits your client before going ahead to create it, right? Okay, so with this done, let's quickly click OK and let's begin. So this is our working area or our canvas space. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to select my rectangular marquee tool, and when you come to the option box in here, up here, we have something called style, right? So I'm going to choose fixed size and not so that I'm going to select 40, not 20. So I'm going to make this 40 pixels. So I'm going to make it 40 by 40 pixels. So it will remain fixed, so when I draw something like this, it is a fixed one, right? Good. So I'm going to put this here like this, and I'm going to press Ctrl R to get my rulers. Ctrl R is a shortcut key to get the rulers. All right, so or if you can't find your rulers here, the better thing you can do is come to the view menu bar here, come to the view here and click rulers to get your rule, or Ctrl R, that is a shortcut key to get your rule, right? So now that we have our rule, just come in here and just drag the one and place it beneath. Okay, just come to the left side, also drag one and let's place this one also here. Let's do same for the, so we'll put this rectangular marquee to hold and drag this here, and I'm going to do that beneath in here, and I'm going to hold and drag this. All right, now that we are done with the edges, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to reduce the size to 20. So I'm going to draw another rectangle using the marquee tool as in selection. So I'll place this here like this, and I'll go back and select another rule, choose this rule and put this rule here, right? Good. So I'm going to put this down a bit. I'm going to drag this here again. So with this done, I'm going to maintain this 20 size of my rectangular marquee tool, and I'm going to drag this beneath here, something like this. So I'll have something like this, and I'm going to select and drag another rule here. Good. I'm going to do same here like this, and I think this is okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select back my my marquee tool, and I'm going to turn this to 50, and I'll come back here and draw just something and just select something, and I'm going back to select my rectangular marquee tool, so something like this. Get my 20 fixed size again, and let's draw something. We are not drawing, but just kind of moving our cursor to get the fixed box. All right, so with this being done, let's do the last one, and we'll be done for that. So I'm going to just gauge something and put this in here like this. All right, so that is set for So come to select and press deselect to get rid of the selection that we made from the rectangular marquee tool. So select your move tool, and now we have our space ready to work with. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the details of the company in here, and maybe optionally place the logo in here. So let me quickly do the typing. So I have something like this. So what I'm going to do is I'll quickly skip this part and I'll get back to you guys shortly. Alright, so let me shift this up here a bit, and we have something like this, and this is okay. Alright, good. So what next? The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to import a logo, the company's logo in here. Okay, so that is optional if you want to. So I'm going to rasterize this. I just want to take the writings off, and I'll just go with the diagram. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sorry, remember we made a fix, so let's turn this back to normal and let's take this off. So I'm going to hit Ctrl X on my keyboard, and I'm going to hit Ctrl V to paste it back, and I'll just turn the visibility of this off, and I'll select my box, Ctrl T to rescale or resize this. Make sure whilst resizing you hold down the shift key so that to constrain the proportion of it. Right, so I have this box in here like this, and this is how it's going to be. So the next thing you're going to do is we're going to do more typing in here, and let's begin. So select our type tool, and so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to we have the quantity, we have the unit cost, and we have the total. That is these columns that I'll have. So you know I have 5 columns in here, and so I'm going to use a shape tool to demarcate these columns. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a shape tool, and when I come to the point in here, I'm going to select one. Right, I'm going to maintain the color. That is the color that I have here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select something like this. So we have something like this. So that is that for the, so we have 5 columns, right? 1 2 3 4 and 5. Good. So what we're going to do next is we're going to type the columns, or we're going to, before we type the names of the columns, so let me group the shapes and I'll change the color of it. So select all by holding your shift key and Control E to merge everything. So I've merged all the shapes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just add a color overlay to it. So what I did was I double tap this portion and my blending, the layer style came, and now I can add the color overlay to this. Okay, there's another way to do that and I'll teach you that way shortly. So let me choose the color that I want and okay. So the other way that you can do that is just right click the layer that you have in here and come to blending options, and you have access to change the color that you want. Okay, good. The other way you can also do this, that's the third way you can also do this, is to come to the layer style in here and add a layer style. So come to color overlay and you can add a color overlay to it. Good. So now we have this done, and let me do the typing. And so what I'm going to do, I'm not going to select my type tool again. I'm just going to duplicate the build tool. That's Control J to duplicate it. I'm going to shift this down here and I'm going to change the text in it. So I have S as the serial number, and I'm going to reduce the size of this to, let me say, let me check 6. So it's too small, so I'm going to change this to 7. Sorry, I'm going to change this to 7, and 7 is okay for me. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to duplicate and change the text in it, right? So I'm just going to fast forward this portion and get back to you guys shortly. Alright, so welcome back. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to select all and change the size, the color from this blue color to white color. Right, so I've changed everything to excluding the, let me do that for that one too. So white color, this as well. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to select a shape to fill this portion. So select the shape and I'm going to change the stroke. I don't need any stroke, so I'm going to change this to this color, and I would just hold this portion like this, hold and drag and draw something like this in here. So I leave it, and this is what I needed. So I'm going to press my move tool, and that is okay by me. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to duplicate the total and bring it down here. Alright, so let me quickly do that. So hold total, Control J to duplicate it, and shift this down here, and I'm going to change the font color to this. So I'm going to add the $sign to it. That is the, and I'm going to shift this here like this. So with the same total, I'm going to duplicate this, Control J, and I'll shift this here like this, and I'll change the font color to this. Click OK, and I'm going to change the text to official. This ready, that is a portion for the signature. And the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to have something in here as goods sold out and not returnable. So let me quickly do that and I'll get back to you shortly. Alright, and the last final thing that I want to do is import the company's logo once again, and I'm going to watermark it onto the receipt. Alright, so I have the company's logo in here like this. This is the logo, so I'm going to watermark this logo in here. So I'm going to rotate this logo something like this, and I'll shift it here like that, and I'll hold shift to increase the size. Sorry. Yep. So something like this is okay. Hit enter, and I'm going to drag this to the bottom of the layers. And please, I would recommend that you always make sure you group the layers manner, so that you make things tidy a bit, so you can work easily around your space. Alright, so make sure to group the items on your canvas area in the panels. Right, good. So now that I have this in here, I'm going to reduce opacity to something like 20, and I think this is okay. And now mind you, if we try printing this, we would have spaces, and this will look plain. Okay, so let me bring a shape and tidy up this portion with a shape from top to down, and I have something like this, not to fill the shape, but I need a stroke of the shape. So I have something like this, and there you have it. So I have something like this, and that is okay. Good. Alright guys, this brings us to the end of today's video tutorial. I don't know how your invoice may look like, but make sure to get a copy of it and try adding or subtract whatever I omitted or added onto my design, and I think you'll be good to go with. With this being said and done, please do well to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so, and also make sure to like this video and my other videos as well. Share the videos, and also let me know what you think about this video in the comment box below. Until I come your way next time, it is still Blaben Solutions, and please stay safe till we meet in my next video. I'm out.